Hi everyone, welcome back to day 4 of shared reading for Mr. Green. Today we're going to read the poem all the way through one time, and then I'm going to quietly read it a second time for you to try the words along. We're really going to focus on our fluency today and try to read the story as smooth as possible. Then when we're done, we're going to talk a little bit about character feelings. Let's get started. Mr. Green. Early on a day in June, birds began to sing a tune. Mr. Green could not sleep when the birds began to cheep. Every day at dawn he rose, then spent the day in a doze. Friends, I'm going to read it again with you, and this time I want you to try to read it the same way, a little louder than my voice. Mr. Green. Early on a day in June, birds began to sing a tune. Mr. Green could not sleep when the birds began to cheep. Every day at dawn he rose, then spent the day in a doze. Excellent. Now let's take a look at some character feelings. How do you think Mr. Green feels in this poem? Let me think. I'm going to go back to the story for this one. To start, I'm going to take a look at the picture. Our poem has a picture down here where we can see Mr. Green. I can see a lot of things on his facial expressions. A frowny face. His eyes are narrowed. His eyebrows are drawn in. I notice that his hands are covering his ears. And he seems to be looking out the window where there's a bird. The bird has music notes. I also notice that here on this clock, it says that it's not even 5 o'clock in the morning. This tells me that it's very early in the day. I'm also going to look back at the words in this story. Every day at dawn he rose. Dawn is the time of day when the sun first starts to rise. So this is telling me that it makes sense that it's before 5 o'clock in the morning. It's very early. The sun is just starting to rise. And that's when the birds are coming out. Thinking of all of these clues, see if you can answer these questions out loud with someone at home, and then you can take your time to type or say these answers back to me in your slides. Thinking of all those clues, how do you think Mr. Green feels in this poem? Great. How do you know that? Why does Mr. Green feel that way? Great job. Why would he feel this way? These two go together. How do you know he feels that way and why? What would make him feel that way? Awesome. And this last question is more about you. Have you ever felt like Mr. Green in this story? Say why or why not. Excellent job. Thank you for sharing those out loud with me and with someone at home. Now you can share those answers with your teacher in the slides. I'll see you tomorrow.